Hey everybody, welcome back to Sky Talks Books. I've been reading some books lately, not a huge amount, but a decent amount, and I'm going to talk to you about them now. Are you interested? Let's start off with this absolute beauty. Daphne du Maurier, Rebecca. I had this sitting on my shelf for a very, very long time. I know it's kind of a weird book to read in the summer, but I didn't read it in the summer. I read it in the spring, and I still think it's kind of a weird book to read in the spring. This would be more of a kind of autumn, winter read. We like to break the rules on this channel. We like to be so bad. This was so unexpected. I didn't think I'd enjoy it, okay? Because I thought it was about like a haunted house. This blew me away. This absolutely blew me away. I loved it. Look, like it takes a lot to like leave me aghast, agape. But there's a bit in this book when it gets to the bit, and you know, if you read this, you know what I mean. I was aghast. I was agape, and I had to put it down for a little bit and have a little chat with myself. And yeah, I underlined something here, and can someone please describe me like this in the comments? His face was arresting, sensitive, medieval in some strange, inexplicable way. Imagine someone describing you like that, like goals. Anyway, amazing book, and I love this cover, and I shall read more of her things. She's dead now, I believe. Next we have Joan Didion, Play It As It Lays. I read my first Didion last summer, the year of magical thinking. Loved it. And then I kind of forgot her existence. And then I met someone who had a Joan Didion book in her handbag and like a leaf as a bookmark. This leaf that was like barely hanging on. And it touched me. It moved me in some way, and it also reminded me that Joan Didion existed. And so I picked up this. Play It As It Lays. Yeah, okay. This reminded me, this was like the female version of Less Than Zero by, what's his name? The guy who wrote Psycho, American Psycho. Bret Easton Ellis. It was very I was going to say meandering. Meandering is the wrong word. I didn't love it. This is one of her pieces of fiction. I think I prefer her nonfiction. I can't really say because I've only read one of each. I can. I can still say that, can't I? If I've only read one of each. Whatever. Okay, I need to put a hat on. Okay, that's better. Oh my gosh. My mom's gonna be watching this and she's gonna get so angry at me because she hates when I wear a hat. Oh, I just realized she's naked. I'm so sorry. She's naked. Let's stop showing that. Okay, so this is an ongoing project that I'm working on. The history of philosophy is a behemoth of a book. 3 millennia of thought from the West and beyond. I'm really taking my time with it. I'm using Notion alongside it to like organize the takeaways and just to kind of summarize every chapter, and so that I can see it. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that's why it's taking me so long. This is going to be an ongoing thing. Because listen, when I was 7, I put on my to-do list, figure out the meaning of life, and I haven't done it yet, and I'm 36, so time is running out, and I need to figure out the meaning of life, and how I'm going to do that is by reading a lot of philosophy, and reading a lot of religion and spirituality books, and playing ping pong, which is also what I've been doing a lot of. I read Clear by Carries Davis. This was a very unexpected little novella. I think I read it in like one day. It's about this pastor, this preacher. Is that the same thing? I'm not really sure. On an island. And it's like he's gone there to get the last remaining inhabitants of this island off the island because they're going to do something with the island. I don't really know what. Something capitalist, something that a capitalist would do with an island. And yeah, there was the twist in this book. I was again aghast. I was agape, but I was also incredulous. And I felt a little betrayed. And I don't like to feel those feelings, but ultimately it made me feel a lot of things. And ultimately, that's why I read. So I liked it. Next. This did not make me feel anything. Tender as the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Now, if you know this channel, you know Great Gatsby, one of my favorite classics of all time. I also really enjoyed The Beautiful and the Damned. I also really enjoy his short stories. This, I DNF'd. I DNF'd it. And I don't like DNFing things. I really don't. It kind of gives me this feeling. I've been talking a lot about my feelings lately. And it gives me this feeling like there's cling film somewhere. Like there's cling film on my soul or something, and I need to get it off, and I can only get it off by finishing the book, but sometimes I just can't. And yeah, it was just, but then I felt a little bit better because I went and I read some Goodreads reviews, and a lot of people agreed that this was kind of a bit of a dud from him. And so I don't know what that says about me, that I need other people to kind of validate my experience. Anyway, a book of poetry, and this is also, technically a spiritual book, but this is Rumi Selected Poems. This is a beautiful read for me. It was truly, I think that poetry is the antidote to brain rot. I think that we should all be reading poetry instead of scrolling TikTok. Yeah, very beautiful, mystical, magical poetry. I liked it because it was like I was praying while I was reading poems, and it's very expansive. Kind of the journey that I'm on spiritually is more about exploring other kind of paradigms, other theological paradigms. I wouldn't say this is particularly theological. This would be more spiritual, but yeah, I loved it. So, sometimes he was a little freak. Sometimes Rumi's a little freak, all right? But, who isn't? St. Augustine, Confessions. Okay, this is considered a classic as well. I know that this is considered a classic. So St. Augustine, basically, he was a womanizer. He was a Casanova, if you will. He liked... And he was an atheist for a little bit. So this is just his confessions. This is him, but it's not just that. It's autobiographical, but it's also very philosophical. He does kind of beat a dead horse a little bit. There was pages upon pages and pages about the nature of memory. And after a while, I was like, okay, we get it, Augustine. So yeah, a lot of philosophical musings, a lot of prayers. The prayers in this are so beautiful. I was underlining so much. At one point I just underlined at one stage I just circled, that's a square, whatever. I just highlighted the whole page pretty much. I really did. I got a lot out of this book. Before that though, I read Julian of Norwich, Revelations of Divine Love. This was also, okay, did I read it? There is some debate over whether I read this or not. There's an internal debate because there's the short text and then there's the long text. So the long text starts here. I just read the short text. Okay, I'm going to be so honest with you. I just read the short text, and the long text is the short text, but it's longer, and I didn't want to read that. So I decided just to read the short one, and that was enough for me. I got enough out of it. Again, so basically, she had visions, revelations, if you will, of divine love. And yeah, I liked this because it was all about God as love, and also she talks about God as a mother, not just a father, and I like that. Next, we got some Jungian philosophy. Swamplands of the soul, new life in dismal places. Guilt. We got guilt, we got grief, loss, betrayal, doubt, loneliness, depression, despair, obsession, addictions, anger, fear, angst, anxiety. So there's a chapter on each. It's about finding meaning in suffering. And that's really all you can do sometimes. Yeah, the whole premise of the book can be summed up in this one line that I underlined. In every swampland state, then is a task. And that's it. It's basically like you got to figure out a task that you have to do. And my task, apparently, since I was 7 years old, is to figure out the meaning of life. Last book. We got this contemplation, words and silence for the way home. This has like 2 reviews on Goodreads. No one has heard of this book. I picked it up at the bookshop that I volunteer at. It's some obscure thing, but some of the most profound and beautiful reflections on God and meditation and life and spirituality. And it's got all these fun pages that are just like words in a shape. Okay? Words in a shape. That's pretty fun. Okay, guys, I know it seems like I'm not fun anymore, okay? I know that these books are very heavy, like Jungian philosophy, spiritual. I know. I'm moving into my fun era. Right now, I'm reading a book about cannibalism, so stay tuned. We got a lot of fun stuff to come, but we're also gonna figure out the meaning of life. Okay, bye. Fuck me, dude.